I was actually... How's it going? Don't mind us.
Okay, now. Yeah, bit of live streaming.
Yeah, do you want to join the podcast?
No, not particularly.
Do you have any...
well, can do. Chelsea.
Oh,
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Champions League this morning.
Oh, very good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, ask us a question.
Who was the mysterious character that walked in?
Oh, the furious character.
Yeah.
Just one of our regular listeners.
Yeah. He just came to say hello.
He was supporting Chelsea.
Yes. I think he had everything with Chelsea that he was wearing.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, very exciting. They won this morning.
Yeah, apparently.
That's very good.
Yeah, haven't verified that fact.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a series of photos.
Okay.
This was relevant right when we were filming the day before this happened.
What happened?
When we did our last episode, we were filming the day before this happened.
What happened?
I'm going to get into it. So
Okay.
So Elon went on Saturday Night Live
Yeah,
the day before. Now it's no longer relevant.
Yeah.
But this would have been a really funny way to intro it, even if it came out like a week after. But it still has been too long.
Okay.
But here we go. This is the volatility of it while he's going.
Oh, yeah.
So so this guy like found the moments from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
So in the first mention of Dogecoin, Elon was there with his mum on Saturday Night Live. The price was 65 cents.
Yeah.
When he was a doctor, he was 64 cents.
Yeah.
When he was
Whoa.
on a normal skit, it was 53 cents. He's this guy. It's 55 cents. Crypto analyst Elon, 50 cents. And then when he was Wario, it was 50 cents. And then Cowboy Elon went back up to 57. And at the end, 54.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was on every single skit.
Yes.
Apparently. So yeah, that was
Yes.
That was interesting.
You listened to that podcast about it, right?
Yeah. When
He just said, if I'm here, let's just do it.
yeah, for sure.
Which makes a lot of sense. Busy guy.
Make the most of it.
Yeah.
Be on every single one. He works hard.
Yeah. It's true.
This is lucky number 13.
Yes.
Welcome to HQLA episode 13.
True, it is 13. That is right. Okay, so episide 13.
That's our intro.
Yeah, I was going with it, but no. Anyway, you've disrupted the flow.
All right, sorry. Not in the flow state.
Okay, so I've got two things to talk about.
Yes. So
I
hit
should
me
go
with the first one. Yeah. Just ground.
Okay, so maybe we should first of all introduce where we are.
Yes, we're in the elevator.
We're not in the elevator.
We're near the elevator.
We are near the elevator, and we've met some of the neighbours who live here. And the reason we're here is because it's cold and rainy outside, and as we demonstrated in one of our episodes, I'm not sure if we did. Isaac's apartment, great place, excellent view, but terrible audio.
I think we just ignored that.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah.
If you'll hear in one of our episodes when we're
Episode 10.
Episode 10, we're on the roof, and the other one where that's like the
Episode
first one.
1 is we're on the roof.
And then 10, we're in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And both of them, you can hear like a lot of interference, like radio interference.
Yeah.
And that's because there's some huge antenna things quite close. And so it's being beamed into Isaac's brain.
all the time.
All the time, constantly.
Makes me feel good.
Which explains a lot of how he acts.
Yeah.
So
Microwaved brains.
He's just fully cooked. Okay, so I got two things I was going to talk about. First one is a cryptocurrency.
Yes, here we go. I'm excited.
Okay, cool. I thought, it's good for us to be a bit more literate in the crypto world because it's a big thing at the moment. It's not necessarily very bullish right now, but it's just getting a lot of conversation in the media and also just in general day-to-day life. I'm finding myself talking to people who... I was at work the other day, and
you're in a group. You're in a crypto group.
Yeah,
chat,
without saying too much about where I work, I've found myself in a crypto interest group.
Yes. Yeah.
With people who I just never would have expected to be in that with.
Yes.
So in saying all of that, we should have a conversation about some crypto stuff.
Okay.
So we've talked about Ethereum.
Yes, we have.
And we've probably mentioned some Bitcoin stuff, although we haven't really delved into it.
We just bring everything back to Bitcoin.
True.
Anyway.
As what we're doing today as well.
We talked about Bitcoin mining. So
we did. That's right. Okay. Yes, we talked about Marathon.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. Which is also a bit controversial at the moment with the whole environmental sustainability, governance stuff.
Wow, ESG.
Yeah, it's
Very
getting a lot of mentions.
Yep.
So we'll just see how.
There was a big segment in the thing that I went to in Sydney about ESG. But yes, anyway, continue.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Okay, so the coin that I'm going to talk about is called Nano.
Nano.
Have you ever heard of it?
I think I've got some.
Really?
Let me check.
Okay, you check. I'll start talking. So, it used to be called.
No. It's Luna that I've got. I always get confused.
Okay.
I got Luna and Solana.
I suppose it's still like another 4-letter word, so it seems similar.
Sounds similar, yeah.
Okay, so it used to be called Rayblox.
Okay.
Not to be confused with Roblox.
Yeah.
And the ticker, I assume you call it a ticker in crypto. I don't know.
Who knows?
The ticker used to be XRB, and it's now Nano.
Okay.
So the way these things work is
crypto SPAC.
With all of these. Not really.
Yeah. No.
with all of these kind of like alternative coins. What you'll find is there's a company behind them that have created them and that are kind of doing all of the technical infrastructure and development and stuff. So in this situation, the company is called Nano Foundation and the actual currency is called Nano.
Okay.
So the director and founder his name's Colin. Now, before I say his last name, I constantly do a thing where I do my research and I write people's names down, and in my head, they don't look that hard to say.
Yeah.
And then I get to here and realize I've never said it before.
Yes.
And I'm about to butcher his last name.
Yeah. Say Chamath's last name first.
Valahapatitatas.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst I've ever said it.
Yeah.
Okay, I should really just figure out how to say it, because you do keep asking me.
Every episode.
You'd think I'd pick that up by now. Okay, so his name's Colin Lamahieu.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'll spell his last name. L-E, then capital M-A-H-I-E-U.
Okay.
Okay. So a little bit of background on Colin. So his education is Bachelor in Computer Science, which is awesome. He graduated in 2006. And quick breakdown of his career is he worked, first place that he worked was a company called E-Loyalty as a software engineer, 2007. Then moved to Dell as a software developer in 2010. Then AMD.
AMD's a good one.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that. As a software development engineer in 2012. Company called National Instruments in 2013, just for a year. Haven't heard of them. Excuse me. And then Qualcomm. Qualcomm as a software engineer in 2014. And then started Nano Foundation in December 2017. Okay, so that's 2017. And it now has 11 staff members.
Yeah, cool.
Which isn't really that many. 6 of them are engineers.
Yep.
A project manager, comms manager, 1 legal person, and 2 directors, himself and another lady.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like how much customer support can you possibly need for a currency? It's like It's either there or it's not, you know. So
I think there's a lot of things like I'm assuming, I don't really know, but I'm assuming the comms manager, they have a lot of like curated forums, and they have like representatives from the company who I think are just voluntary in each country. And so they're like the representative for Brazil, for Nano, for example.
Yeah, right.
And then they kind of like help to moderate forums that have been set up by Nano Foundation. And so it's all kind of like fairly moderated and curated. And so I assume that's what a lot of the comms manager does. So in saying that, let's talk a little bit about the characteristics of Nano, right?
Okay, yep.
So there's no fees. Literally no fees, which is pretty amazing.
All right.
Because with stuff like Ethereum and Bitcoin, and I mean, I don't know every coin, but most coins, from what I can tell, they have some sort of to create, like to generate the coin or to authenticate the transaction, there's some sort of monetary reward. So we talked about like proof of work where you've got huge warehouses full of servers, and those people are generating like little percentages of coins that are being like come into existence. Yeah. So they're making income, right? Same with Ethereum, like it's proof of stake. At some point, like Ethereum 2.0. So and so those people are getting a little percentage as they confirm transactions and stuff, right? Yeah. And so you have to pay for that. So if I send you $2 using Ethereum, it's probably not going to be worth my while. Yeah. Whereas Nano, it could be because there's no fees. So it could be really good for these little lightweight transactions.
Yeah. Okay.
So the transactions happen in less than a second.
Oh yeah.
And it's fully decentralized and it's environmentally friendly, which I'll explain how the like confirmation or the validation bit works, because that's where it starts to, usually in the validation point, like in Bitcoin, that's where it becomes environmentally not friendly. Yeah. So I'll tell you how that works in a sec.
Yeah.
So the sole purpose is just free transfer of value.
Yeah.
So there's no smart contracts, there's no staking, there's no second layer, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so it was first introduced in 2014, and it was called Rayblox, as I said, XRB. And then it was rebranded in 2018 to Nano. What I don't know, because it's actually not there's not a lot of content on Nano if you look it up and research it. There's some videos and some stuff, but it's not huge. And so what I couldn't quite find in the time that I had to research was how Colin came to acquire Rayblox and then rebranded into Nano.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Whether he started Rayblox, I don't actually know.
Okay.
And so they changed it to Nano because they thought the name represents like the speed and the simplicity of the project.
Yeah, right.
Which, like when you hear Nano, I guess it makes sense. Like nanosecond.
Very quick.
Very, very fast.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about the small transactions, but yeah, that's...
So the architecture is a bit different. So usually with a blockchain, something like Bitcoin, blockchain, it's literally just, as it sounds like, it's just a chain of blocks. Within each block, there's a bunch of transactions which get validated by different servers or different nodes. Yeah. Right? But in this situation, it's called a block lattice.
Lattice. Okay, yeah. I've heard this term in biology.
Okay, yeah. So you'll hear lattice in biology, like DNA lattice or whatever it is. And you also see like people, use a lattice to like hang vines on, and a lattice kind of just intersects continually. And so there's no single chain.
Right.
It's a lattice of chains that are intersecting. And so each address, so I would be an address if I hold some Nano. Each address has their own chain.
Okay.
You have a chain, I have a chain, and only I can update my chain, and one block in my chain is a transaction.
Okay.
So then, but how does that get validated? Because you've got a chain, I've got a chain, all these other people have chains.
Yeah.
How does it get validated into like a correct lattice?
Okay, yeah.
So the validation process is it's performed by representatives. So the representatives are kind of like what the miners do.
Okay.
And so these people are the people who validate.
Yeah. You keep thinking it's this full.
It's not this full.
I think the number is cropped out, so you can't see it moving up and down.
True. Okay. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Okay, so the validators are called representatives, and when they get to a certain capacity, they're called principal representatives.
Okay.
And so the purpose of these people, or the purpose of these nodes, is to broadcast the transactions to other representatives. So basically to say, here's the transactions that I have seen that have happened.
Yeah.
Do these reflect what you know?
Right. Okay.
Have happened in the network. So that's kind of constantly happening.
Yeah.
And there's minimal computing power. So let's say, for example, a representative broadcasts a transaction to another representative and there's a conflict.
Yeah.
Then, in that point, all the representatives are required to vote on the correct block.
Yes. Okay.
So kind of imagine that your block, your chain is going like this, my chain's going like this, and basically what these representatives are doing is going, yes, that block's correct. Yes, that block's correct. Yes, that block's correct. Yes, that block's correct. And it's continually, and then it kind of makes like a lattice structure with, like you've done a transaction in your chain there, and then there's the reciprocal transaction in my chain there. Yep, that's correct. And it kind of is matching them like that.
Yep.
So, as I said, no conflict, pretty minimal computing power. It's just communication.
Yeah.
When there is a conflict, then the representatives all vote on the correct block.
Yes. Yeah.
So, what are the representatives and how do they become representative? Well,
that's just what I was thinking.
Yes. So, the representatives are chosen using a voting system. Okay. And so the voting system's called ORV, which is Open Representative Voting. And it uses, so each user, so you're a user, I'm a user, I choose a representative and delegate my balance to that representative. Doesn't mean you hold my balance, but it means that you're responsible for validating my chain.
Okay, right.
Okay. And so the bigger the balance, so let's say, it's a bad example because let's say the camera over there is our representative.
Yeah.
And both of us use that as our representative. The larger the fund balance that representative holds, the more voting power it has.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And at any point you can change. You could say, actually, I'm going to go with that other representative, and you can grab the address of that representative, enter that into who your representative is.
Right.
And then now that's your representative.
Okay.
Okay. And so it's a little bit similar to proof of stake because you remember in proof of stake, you have to put up and lock like 32 Ethereum.
Yes.
And that gives you the ability to validate transactions.
Yeah.
In this situation, it's similar. That representative is in a way like holding a balance of Nano.
Okay.
And similar to the way the Ethereum works, the more balance or the larger the balance that representative holds, the more power they have.
Okay.
And so there's no reward for the representatives.
What? And they get what's the benefit of the voting power again?
Well, it'll become more obvious when you see who they are.
Okay.
Because it's not usually just individuals.
Right.
But the incentive is more so to secure the Nano network itself, because the theory is that the representative has invested interest in the network.
Yeah.
And so it's in their best interest to secure it. And it doesn't actually cost that much to do.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of why they would do it, apparently.
Right.
So representatives, they're often like businesses and exchanges.
Yes.
They can be wallets and normal people, but they're usually just the top two, businesses.
Okay.
And so some examples, I had a look. I probably need to send you some links because there's some really, really, really cool data there's like a website you can go to and it's literally showing you all the validations happening all at the same time. It's showing you what block they're on, what number. It's like some really cool stuff. How many representatives are online right now, stuff like that. So got some of that data. So you can also see the top representatives. So I've got the top three. So the top representative is called 465 Digital Investments Node 1. And so their first delegation was in February 2021. So remember, a delegation is you saying, yeah, you can validate all of my transactions.
Okay. Yes.
So in February 2021, which was pretty recently, that's basically when they started. It's located in the UK. You can find all this information online. It's located in the UK. It's got a dedicated server. Now, the voting weight is 21 million Nano, which is 15% of total Nano in the world.
Okay. And what's that valued at in like dollars?
Oh,
do you know?
no. It's currently $9.
Okay.
I think it's about $9 right now.
Right. Okay.
So 9 times 21.
Right.
I don't know what that is.
9 times 21
But remember,
million.
they don't necessarily own that. That's just, I guess, the total amount of funds owned by the people who've asked them to represent them. And so the interesting thing is so that's 15% of the total quantity on the market. The actual weight, the vote weight that they had when I looked at it yesterday was actually 20%, because there's a bunch of representatives who aren't always online.
Yes.
When they're not online, they basically those who are online have a higher percentage of a vote, because the people who hold, say someone holds like 10%, then that 10% is basically not part of the total voting rights at that point in time, because they're not even online.
Okay.
So then now everyone else gets a little bit more of a percent. So the really weird thing, and I actually don't know what's going on here.
Get that out of the way while we're not recording.
Okay, so the really weird thing about 465 Digital Investments is that there's only 24 delegators. So there's only 24 people who own that 21 million Nano, valued at approximately $9.
Yes, okay.
That have delegated it. So that's a very strange thing to me.
Yeah,
So
it's fairly central. Welcome back.
Hi there.
Sorry about the disruption.
Coffee.
perfect. So that's really strange. 24 delegators is not very many for 21 million Nano. Second one's Kraken Exchange. Have you ever heard of Kraken?
No.
I've heard there's a podcast I listen to and the guy always talks about Kraken. I've never ever been on it. Their first delegation was November 2019, located in the USA, and they use an Amazon EC2 server, which is cool. And they have 10 million Nano, so versus 21 million on the number one position. And they have about 8% total voting weight, and it was 10% yesterday when I looked of those that were online. And they have 10,000 delegators, which is more realistic.
Right.
As opposed to 24 for 21 million Nano.
Yes, so they're much more decentralized, you could say.
Yes, so that's an exchange. So my understanding is, and the third is Binance. So my understanding is basically if you go on Binance and hold it in your wallet, they're going to be your delegator.
Yeah.
So basically what that's saying is there's 10,000 people who are on Kraken or use the Kraken exchange to delegate their Nano. So that's a good indicator of volume on the exchange. Binance, as I said, was the third in line. Their first delegation was September 2018, so it's the oldest of the three.
Yeah.
They're located in Japan, which is cool. And they also use the Amazon server, and they've got 7 million Nano, which is about 5 to 6%, and 49,000 delegators versus 10,024. So that's interesting.
Yep.
And then just a little bit more about the coin. So the market cap. Do you want to guess? Do you want to guess what the market cap rank is? So, like, if you look at these coins on Binance...
of all of how many... Yeah, okay.
So, obviously, Bitcoin being number one, probably Ethereum number two.
Isn't it Coin... Don't you look at Coin Market Cap? There's a website called Coin Market Cap, which is owned by Binance.
Yep.
And then that's like...
Yep.
Yeah, it just ranks them all.
Well, they also... I think if you look at all of the coins on Binance on your phone or whatever, it ranks them.
It still ranks it anyway, yeah. It's the same system.
Exactly. So, do you want to guess what number they are?
It is number... 17.
81.
81.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it's pretty small. So I'll give you an example. So the market cap's 1.2 billion. This is all in Australian dollars.
Yes.
Which was down 10% yesterday.
Yeah. Yep.
Like in a 24-hour period.
Yeah.
Bitcoin Gold market cap, just because it's similar, is 1.4 billion.
Yeah. Okay.
Which was only down 2% yesterday.
Yeah.
A Bitcoin itself, market cap. Do you want to have a guess? Do you know? Yesterday in Australian dollars.
850 billion.
Oh, 880 billion.
Oh, that was pretty close.
It was down 5% yesterday.
Yes.
And then Doge. Do you want to have a guess?
I guess that Doge at the moment is 230 billion.
Nah, 53 billion.
Okay.
Down 5%.
Yes. It's come down hard since the other week.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, hey. So the market cap was 1.2 billion. Exchange volume is 100 million. So that's 8% of the market cap is currently sitting on the exchange.
Yes.
Which is interesting. I guess the rest of it's just locked in wallets.
But that's just the Binance exchange, isn't
No.
it?
That's
all
exchange.
of the exchange. Right, okay, cool.
8% of it is on exchanges right now.
Yep.
Network data as of 11:40 a.m. yesterday.
Yeah.
What was yesterday? The 29th of May?
Yes.
The latest block was block number 120,134,529.
Wow, good stat.
Yes, you'll remember that one. So there's a fixed circulating supply. So this is awesome because it's not inflationary. So the supply is 133,248,260.
Yes, and it can't expand.
Doesn't expand. And
That's
they're
a
all
random number to pick for something that can't expand.
Yes, and they're all currently already in supply. So it's not like Bitcoin where they have to be mined.
Yes, okay.
And the ledger size, which is really interesting, which is if you stored the data from all transactions to date, do you want to guess how big, how much memory you would need to store all of the data?
1 million terabytes.
50 gigabytes.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
They're
So
really,
it's very small.
Really, really small.
Yeah.
And online, at that point in time, there was only 88 principal representatives. So these are representatives like Binance, Kraken, the first one that I mentioned. 24-hour data. So on-chain volume was 2.2 million yesterday, which was up 15%. I'm going to assume a lot of that was selling because the price went down 10%.
Yes.
Confirmed transactions were 1.7 million yesterday, which was up 33%, which is really interesting. In 24-hour period, that's up a lot. And to put in perspective, just in the 24-hour period yesterday, Bitcoin transaction fees that were paid to miners totaled $3.3 million Australian dollars.
Okay, yeah.
So that's kind of showing that's the money that was spent on Bitcoin to validate all of their transactions.
Yes. And
zero was spent on Nano.
Yes.
Which is kind of interesting.
No fees.
Long-term performance. So this is interesting. All-time high. Do you want to guess? It's currently at, what's the current price? Current price is $9.40.
$28.
$49.
Oh, okay.
In January 2018. So that seems to be right around the time that they changed the branding of the coin.
Right.
Basically went down from there, and it started to go back up when there was all this hype around January. So, all-time low. Less than a cent.
Yes, right.
And do you know when that was?
Last year.
March. Yeah, it was March 2019.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Which is pretty crazy. So it went all the way down to 0.9%.
Yes.
And
so the true believers would be millionaires by now.
Yes. So the Nano increase to the top to $49.
Yes.
Was 1,100 times.
Yes.
Whereas Bitcoin, from its all-time low to its all-time high, only 550 times.
Yes. Right.
It's interesting. And then recent prices, January 2021, start of this year, $1.30, coming back up off that price. April, all-time high for this year. I guess 52-day high, 52
week
high, $17.
Yes,
so
right.
Up 13x. So if you had bought it in January, you'd make 13 times.
Yeah.
And then as of yesterday, it was $9.40, which is still up 7 times since January, but down 45%.
Yes, right.
Which is interestingly in January 2021, Bitcoin was 32,000, right?
Yeah.
And in April it was 84,000.
Yeah.
Which was up only 2.5%. Not 2.5%, 2.5 times. And as of May, as of yesterday, it's at 47, which is 1.5 times since January.
Yes.
So basically what that's saying is right now, if you had bought in January, you'll have made 1.5 times your money with Bitcoin. But if you had bought Nano, you'd make 7 times your money.
Yeah, interesting to see where it goes, though, all the whole crypto thing.
Very interesting. So there's some scam issues at the moment.
Classic.
And so apparently there's a new version called version 22, which will resolve these problems apparently. But you just buying the dip now, you know.
Gonna be recommending a scam coin for everyone. Next thing you'll say, everyone buy Ripple.
No. See, let's just clarify. I'm not necessarily recommending it. We're just
having a discussion.
Yeah, we're just having a chat.
It's the same as that Grab guy.
Yeah,
I'll mention him in the next.
Okay. So I know your next question. So what can I use Nano for?
What can I use Nano for?
Exactly. Well, here's some interesting businesses that take Nano. There's a barbecue food truck, and you get a free soda. It's called And Also With Q. I don't know why it's called that, but that's the name of the food truck. There's a coffee roaster called Coffee Snobs. Construction materials called Donga. Gift cards called... That's what it's called. Or Donga, I don't know. There's a gift card... This is really interesting. So there's a gift card website called coinsbee.com. And you can go on there and you can buy gift cards for like JB Hi-Fi or something. Oh, probably not JB Hi-Fi, but something American. Like, I've just forgotten every American store.
Walmart,
yes.
Home Depot.
Yeah, Home Depot's a good one. So you could go on there and you could buy a Home Depot gift card with your Nano.
Yes.
So that's cool.
That's very cool.
I don't know how they tax that.
True.
There's a hot sauce company called Pex Peppers. Island expeditions called Desert Island Survival.
Okay.
There's a magic shop called Dreamland Magic. Outdoor equipment called Noltec Outdoors.
You sound very relevant to our listeners.
Tai Chi services called Meridian Connections. There's also a tax returns company called jackstaxback.com.
Jack's Taxback.
There's travel booking called Travala and truck parts called Das Trucks.
Okay.
So basically, you could live your whole life on Nano.
Yep.
Name something that you need outside of those.
I mean, I couldn't think of anything.
Exactly. So, naturally, well, how do you earn Nano? Because maybe you don't want to buy it. Maybe you want to earn it.
You can. Yes.
So there's a game called Counter-Strike.
Oh, no.
On which apparently you can do some sort of thing and you can... I don't know. I've never been on Counter-Strike. Apparently there's some sort of thing... I don't know.
A true expert.
There's like a challenge you can do that you can earn Nano.
I'd like to say... between you talking about this and talking about Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike was the original NFT. Not original, like they were the real NFT crazy market digital asset thing. So people used to earn crazy things on Counter-Strike. This is like 10 years ago.
Yep.
And sell them for $10,000 to sell them for $20,000. Skins for your guns and stuff.
Yes, that's right.
Like getting 1 million kills on Counter-Strike or whatever.
Yeah.
You'd sell your skin for $10,000 that you unlocked. And there was a whole trading marketplace for skins on Counter-Strike.
So along that vein, and I don't know much about gaming stuff, but I was talking to a friend and his little brother sold his... I'm going to say Fortnite account. I think it was Fortnite for $1,000 because he'd like gotten to a certain level.
Okay.
And someone bought it off him for $1,000.
Bought his... Okay, all right.
Bought the account. I don't know why. Anyway, there's another game called Just Cause.
Yes.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
So Just Cause 2, apparently you can earn Nano. There's another thing. Yeah.
There you go.
And then these next ones are really cool. So there's one called We Nano, which I need to show you, and we'll put this in the... we'll put this as some sort of visual, but check this out. So there's a thing called We Nano, and they basically have points of interest on a map that pay out that's near you. So it's, you remember when we were playing that game? What's that game where you had to go around and find the characters? You know, everyone was playing it for a bit.
Oh, Pokemon Go.
Yeah. So
go around and find the characters.
Isn't that what you had to do?
Can you be any more vague than that?
Okay, so I looked at this yesterday. I'm hoping there's still some stuff on here.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's working. Okay, all right. So look at this. I'll just bring my...
Oh, here we go. All right.
Okay, so this is a map, and again, we'll put this on. We'll put this on as a visual. So this is a map of Newcastle, for example, right?
Okay, I can see two things. On
so
there.
Yes, it's not. Even there being two things is impressive.
Okay, I don't.
So this is showing you a company that takes Nano. So there's a company called IC Solutions that you can literally pay with Nano.
Okay,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And let me close that. These little things, the little squiggly lines, that is a point of interest at the Newcastle Uni, where you can...
Newy Nano friends.
It says you need to be within 1,000 meters to receive a payout, and you'll get 0.1 of a Nano.
Right. So it's like a check-in app. It's like Foursquare.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. 0.1 of a Nano, what's that, like 90 cents?
I don't know.
Is it $9?
Oh, 9, yeah, sure, yep.
There you
90
go.
cents.
That's like almost $1. It's like a free $1.
Yes, for just going to uni.
You just have to go to the uni.
Pretty cool.
So that's a way you can earn it, and that's all around the world. Like if you look at Sydney, there's a heap more options, and I'm sure in New York and LA and stuff.
Yes.
You can go on a thing called Play Nano. So you can go on an app called Play Nano, where you can play betting games to win Nano.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And then there's two other ones which are really interesting. There's a website called Bit for Tip.
Okay.
Bit for Tip, and you can earn coins by being helpful. Have you ever heard of this concept?
No.
So you can earn Bitcoin Cash, and Nano, and it's like people go on there and like kind of like put questions.
Yeah.
And they're like big questions. It's like one question was like, how did this tweet by Elon Musk affect prices of Dogecoin or something? And someone wants to find that out, and so they put it on this forum, and then if the person who gives the best answer can earn Nano.
Okay, right.
Which is kind of cool. And there's another one called Quick Crypto, where you can earn rewards for completing offers and watching ads.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's not bad.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting.
That's kind of cool. It's better than earning cash for doing surveys or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you could make $2 worth of value now.
Yes.
And it could be $50 in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or it could be nothing.
Yes, true. It could be nothing.
So that is Nano.
Very good.
So my conclusion is, it is. I like the concept that it's a fixed supply, it's decentralized, it's simple, it's fast, there's no fees. I think a lot of it makes a lot of logical sense.
Yeah.
I think it hits the problem that it's not trying to solve every problem, and so for that reason it might be successful. You can't really track, like you can't really predict this stuff because it's just all about acceptance.
Yeah.
It's about network effect. If you use it and I use it, then it's effective for us. And if all of our friends use it, then it's effective. And then
yeah, for sure,
it goes up in value. So
yes, cool.
Could be good, worth watching. Yeah, buy it at your own risk. Just a funny little follow-on meme from,
and we could so maybe bright now.
A funny little follow-on meme. Yeah, it's awful. Anyway, a funny follow-on meme from Nano is when I was watching like this YouTube video. One little clip that they used was Robin Williams he plays in some TV show where he's like an alien. Have you seen this?
No.
And he goes, Nanu, Nanu. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, okay, don't worry.
We'll put the clip back down here.
Yeah. It's funny anyway, because it sounds like saying Nano.
Until next week, Nanu, Nanu.
So what do you got to tell me?
You mentioned something in that
I like you got a segue,
which was a little bit relevant.
Good.
I'm going to be talking about
the
second largest employer in America. Do you want to guess what that is?
Amazon.
Yes. So I figured it was time to do a big conglomerate.
That's a good vibe.
Conglomerate kind of
I inspired you.
Do you want to guess?
It's like the West Farmers of America.
Well, yeah, except
they do different things.
A lot cooler.
Yes.
No, sorry.
They've actually got an Instagram account.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
They're actually... Yeah, so the market cap of Amazon is 1.6 trillion, which is larger than...
Wow.
Larger than the market cap of Australia as a whole.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of funny.
Yeah, true.
Yes, I remember they overtook sometime in the last year.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess how many employees they do have?
Okay. I'm going to guess 120,000.
All right, they have 1,298,000 employees.
Bro, isn't there only 25 million people in Australia?
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yes, so what number did you guess?
120,000.
Okay. So in December 2014, there were 154,000. So you would have been closer to correct.
Perfect.
In 2014.
That makes me feel better.
Okay, so 500,000 of those employees that they've got as at December 2020 were hired in 2020.
Really?
So, yeah.
500,000 in 2020?
Yeah, so they would have had...
Because there's so much shipping online.
So they would have 700,000 before 2020.
Wow.
So almost 1.3 million, probably over 1.3 million by now.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about the because I always like the founder story, you know.
Yeah, you do. You like a good story.
I always like the origin. It's good to hear how they
tell us about Jeffrey.
Started. So Jeffrey, I've got a little bit of an origin story. He had a single mum growing up.
A single mum, just one.
Just one single mum. And he worked at McDonald's as a line cook as his first job.
His mum did.
No, he did. Forget his mum. I'm already over there. He graduated with degrees in electrical engineering and computer science.
Computer science again.
Yes, so there's another one.
There you go.
Yeah, there's another one.
Good.
Started working in banking on Wall Street.
Did what?
Yeah.
As an electrical engineer.
Yep. Okay. I don't see the problem with that.
Okay, cool.
Well, he had computer science as well. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I get it. Okay, so he was doing something. Yeah,
being quant stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And became the senior vice president of an investment firm when he was 30.
Really?
So yes, he was a...
I didn't know this.
He was a chief hedge fund manager.
He was a chief?
He was a chief.
Okay.
And, well, senior VP. They like to call it a senior vice president in the US because they can have as many vice presidents as they want.
Yes.
On the 5th of July, 1994, Amazon launches in Bezos's garage, just selling books.
Nice. Books, that's right. It did just come from books, didn't
it?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so just books, which is crazy.
I remember a time when I remember the time when it was like, I need to buy a book online. Oh, you go to Amazon. But that was all you thought they did.
Yes. Yeah, that was all they did.
Yeah.
Later in the 90s, Amazon started selling music and videos.
Okay, gotcha.
In the early days, this is what I was talking about with the bell ringing before. There was a bell that rang every time there was an order.
What bell ringing?
Well, we were talking about how an alert on your phone would be crazy every time.
Oh, not on the podcast.
Yeah, it was before the podcast.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So anyway.
What was it again? There was a bell ring?
A bell rang every time there was an order.
Really?
And then after the first couple of weeks, it got too insane.
Yes.
Because they were getting so many orders, which was obviously good for them.
Yes.
In May 1997, my birthday.
Really?
Amazon listed on the NASDAQ at $1.73.
On your birthday?
Not on my birthday, but May 1997 is my birthday.
Oh, your birth year.
Yes.
But your birth month in the birth year.
My birth month in the birth year.
But
it was the 16th of May.
Not your birthday, though.
It was 15 days after my birthday.
Awesome.
So, yeah, listed on the NASDAQ.
On the NASDAQ, okay.
For $1.73 per share.
No. Have they ever split?
No, I don't think so.
Wow.
I'm fairly sure, no.
Okay.
At least $1.73 in whatever terms it is today. So
yes,
that's in today's terms. If it did split, I don't think they have split though.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So there was a 93% decline from the height of the .com bubble.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So it was trading at $107 in December 1999.
What was it?
Trading at $7.15 in November 2001. Oh. So less than 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years, and it's 93% down.
Wow.
If you bought in then,
yes,
and held until today, you would have made 45,000%.
Wow.
Because the stock price is currently $3,223.
Is it?
So you would have made 400. You would have made 450x your money.
Not bad. Not as good as Nano, but
well, yeah, true. But that's from, if you had held it all the way from the start, you would have made,
however much
a
lot,
a significant amount,
a number of times
you would have made. You would have made over 300,000%.
There it is. Wow.
That's what I'm going to lay down. But October 2009 is when you actually would have broken even if you bought in 1999.
Like the height of the bubble.
So you would have
okay.
So 2009 is when you would have broken even.
Wonder if there's anyone who bought there and held it.
Yeah, held it for more than that's almost 10 years that you would have to hold it to actually break even on your trade.
Would it be pertinent? Could I just mention something about the .com bubble?
Yes.
Have you heard the new episode with Stanley Druckenmiller?
I don't know what this is.
Perfect. So there's I think this is really interesting.
Okay,
so there's an interview that came out recently with Stanley Druckenmiller, sorry.
On what?
Just about him. Like he's just talking.
Yeah, whose podcast is it? Okay, right, yes.
And so but it's not, they're like replaying from another podcast. I don't know who originally did it.
Yes.
Anyway, so they got the rights to play it. So they're playing it, and it's a new one, which is cool. Anyway, he talks about, he's like a fund manager or blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, I have heard this. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he's like, he sells all his positions, and he's like short this whole .com bubble. He's like, it's going to burst, whatever.
Yeah.
And so he did make a bunch of money leading up to it. And then at one point he flipped because he thought, this is it. It can't go much higher. Anyway, then for a bunch of weeks it continued to go higher, which basically means he's just losing money. He's just like weeping money. But he's got a bunch of younger fund managers below him just making heaps of money. And like 30% a week, whatever. And so he's like, right, I've had enough of this. And so he calls his broker and he puts on something ridiculous, like $30 billion or something. Like a huge amount of money, because he said I think he said maybe it was 10 billion and he lost 3 billion in this trade.
Yeah.
Right? And so he puts on a bunch of money to go long for this bubble again. And then he reckons within an hour he timed the top of the market.
Yes.
And it went straight back down. He lost $3 billion.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just because, like he was saying, it's interesting.
But he said he didn't learn anything.
He didn't learn anything.
He knew what he knew.
He knew it was stupid because it was just emotional. He was just saw these people making so much money. So anyway, it's interesting.
Well, my next point about Jeff Bezos is that he survived a helicopter crash.
Did he? He's a bit of a boss, isn't he?
Yeah. I didn't know that until I had a little bit of a research.
Good.
He's had a few fails along the way.
Good. Okay.
So he said that his the way to keep innovating is to like keep failing on random things.
Yeah.
So he had, and I didn't know this. They had an Amazon Fire phone. It was called Fire Phone.
Really? I didn't know this either.
And apparently they destroyed a whole bunch of them because they couldn't sell them or whatever.
No,
and,
they just destroyed them.
Yeah, and they just wouldn't. It was just a failure. And at the point where they decided to cut it off, they
crazy.
Smashed it out.
Yeah, wow.
Now this one was on my mind because in recent developments they've bought MGM Studios for
that's right, they did.
$8.45 billion.
That's right.
So they're most likely buying that one for their catalog of quality content to integrate with their streaming service.
Yes.
So integrate with Prime Video.
Prime. Yeah.
So MGM's produced the James Bond franchise, the Hobbit franchise, 21 Jump Street, the Rocky movies, and the greatest cinematic masterpiece of all time, Hot Tub Time Machine.
I haven't seen it.
As well as a lot of other ones. It's a very serious and very good movie. Yeah.
Okay. The documentary?
Yeah, documentary, yeah.
Gotcha.
It's called Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah.
He's also He's also it's very ironic that he bought MGM because he's the perfect Bond supervillain.
True.
He's he's
true. Rich, jacked.
Yeah, he's like
just got divorced.
Yeah,
he's building some huge mega yacht thing.
Building a rocket ship.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, they've got antitrust issues with the regulators as well. That's another thing that's in the news cycle.
Have they?
I don't know what that means, but yes. Moving past that, there's also
just good to be aware of it.
It's good to be aware of it. They've also got minimum wage arguments and shutting down unionization.
Yes, bunch of union stuff recently.
Yeah, shutting down unionization on Amazon warehouse employees.
That's right.
One of the key things there, I think, is that they can't get shares if they're in a union. I think.
Oh, really? So that's why the employees don't want the union.
And the employees are happy to get shares.
I was wondering why they
crazy good share to have.
Yeah. Because they did a big thing recently where they were doing a big vote to see if they could unionize the workforce, and it didn't pass.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
And they're just happy because I think a lot of them are just happy to work for a good company and have good stuff. As well as that, though, there are a lot of people that aren't happy and do have very bad conditions and stuff. But
yes.
Some of the revenue sources, the business model, and the products. So we've got Amazon Web Services.
Yes, I don't really know what that is, but
it's a huge segment of that's like what that would fall. The umbrella of that would be on top of Nano, who runs off services.
Oh, so it's all the infrastructure for the servers and stuff like that.
So there's like a whole you can code. And use Amazon Web Services as the fulfillment center for your online thing.
Gotcha.
So if you have an online project and you need the infrastructure behind it.
Yeah, right. They can provide that.
Use that
as though rent it or
as though it's fulfillment by Amazon. Yeah. You know?
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So
I like it.
But for IT, I guess.
Yeah.
They got Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Now here's an interesting one for you.
Yeah.
Prime is used by 82% of US households.
Really?
For reference,
that's insane.
For reference, 43% of US households own a gun. 51% of US households are part of a church, synagogue, or religion.
Okay.
Yeah. So and apparently, I think 70% of them get a Christmas tree. So it's more popular than
it's more popular than Christmas.
Christmas, guns, and religion in America. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's just how wild Amazon Prime is. It's the delivery subscription service that comes under Amazon Logistics.
You also get the video stuff with that as well, though, right?
Yeah, so that's that's coming up.
Sorry.
Prime Air is currently being experimented with. Prime Air is the drone delivery service.
Oh, okay.
Prime Video is the next segment. So that's their streaming service, obviously, trying to compete with Netflix and stuff.
I like Prime Video.
MGM will help with that.
Yes, it will.
They do have some pretty bad stuff on Prime Video.
Yeah.
Pretty low quality content.
Yeah.
So it'll be good if they just keep acquiring like stuff like that.
They had Top Gear.
Yes.
Or what's it called? Grand Tour. That's the only reason I used to get it. Whenever the Grand Tour episode used to come in, I'd just find someone's account and just use it.
They also spent $10 billion, even more than MGM, on, I think, streaming NFL games.
Oh, okay.
Not 100% sure, but streaming the next couple of years of NFL games.
That's really good.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
There's Fulfillment by Amazon, which comes under Amazon Logistics. There was a one-click patent. I don't know if they still have it. Apparently it expired in 2017.
Right.
But maybe they still use it as a system but don't have the patent.
Okay.
But that increased sales by 5%. So it's a
one-click patent.
Yeah, so you one-click to buy.
Oh, yeah. I've used that. Because it's already got all your information.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
So yeah, their patent on that expired in 2017, but they reckon it increased their overall sales by 5%.
Gotcha.
They've got Whole Foods, which is
do they own Whole Foods?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he bought that 5 or 6 years ago.
Whole Foods is great.
Yeah. It's very different as a brand from Amazon as well.
Very different.
So it's kind of cool to have that unique and they would have great Amazon's got great logistics services, so integrating that with Whole Foods is next level cost cutting.
Definitely.
For really high quality products.
Yep.
They got Twitch.
Yes, that's right.
Streaming video games.
Yep.
They got Alexa for your home entertainment system.
True.
They've got Audible, for your ebooks, and Kindle for your actual books.
Kindle, yes.
Yeah, so they've got that's just a couple of the things that they provide.
Yep.
They've also got a music streaming service. So I guess the music streaming service, the Audible stuff.
Yeah.
Prime Video, all that stuff kind of integrates with your Alexa, and you can say like, "Oh, play this on the TV." Turn on the. I don't know
if they have podcasts. Do you know anything about that?
Oh, you would assume so. On
Audible,
so. On Audible, I think there is.
Audible, of course. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's a full audio stack of stuff.
Okay.
And it's it's like the second thing that they started doing was
really?
audio stuff. Oh, well, like...
Because they went books and then
music
they went, what's kind of like books?
So they did music and video, in the 90s.
Yeah.
So what else have I got? They've... the full year revenue for the March 2021 is $419 billion.
For March? Just for that month?
Just for the... Well, no, just for the full year period leading up to that. So year over year...
I get you.
419 billion.
419 billion. Wow.
Profit from that was 26.9 billion.
Wow.
And in the last year, they've grown earnings by 154%.
Have they?
In the past 5 years, it's been 48% per year as an average growth in earnings. So for context, revenue in 2014 was 88 billion, and earnings was negative 241 million.
Wow. What year?
So in 2014.
14. Okay.
Yeah. So.
I suppose, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, now, do they really need to market as much? Probably not.
Probably not.
They can just take the income, I suppose.
True. Yes. Amazon marketing also does very well as a...
Oh, do they...
Separate...
they do that?
People pay to list their ads higher on Amazon, so that's done really well.
Yeah, of course. I know that.
Yeah.
True.
So the getting into the culture of the company and that kind of thing.
Yep.
And Bezos again as well.
Yes.
He owns 10.5% of the company.
Okay.
So he did own more, but in June 2019, he divorced his wife, Mackenzie Scott.
Yes.
And she was given $38 billion worth of Amazon stock at the time.
Yeah.
So she would be, also I don't know what he's worth now, 160 billion or something. She would also be there.
Yep.
But she's given most of that away by now.
Has
she? Yeah, so she...
Quite the philanthropist. Is that how you say it? Philanthropist.
Yes. So what I was talking about last night with I'll cut this bit out, but with It's Always Sunny, they tell him to say that like he's a philanthropist.
Oh yeah.
Because they're like, yeah, that's a really good thing. That's like you want to say that you're a philanthropist for the date, and he doesn't know what that means, and he goes, I'm a full on.
No, I think you should leave that in.
Yeah, right, I'll leave it in.
No, don't leave it
in. I'm not leaving it in.
I was like, don't leave it in. I'll just beep it out.
Yeah.
And
he says... You love to beep stuff out. There was one bit that I unbeeped at one stage, but I left the beep in there, so you can hear me saying...
Oh, yeah.
And at the same time. Sometimes just got to get my way. So his whole purpose of what he was doing...
Yes.
Amazon's... so like the way that he set up the company name and everything.
Yeah.
Amazon's not only the largest river in the world, it's much, much larger than the next biggest river.
Mm-hmm.
So that was his whole philosophy around the company.
Wow.
PowerPoint presentations are banned in the office. Every presentation for a meeting has to be a 6-page memo.
What?
Which is a really random cultural thing. The average tenure for the leadership on the board is 6 years, and as well as the leadership. Which is double Walmart's exec team, and more than Apple at 3.8 years. So Walmart is 3 years.
Yeah,
it's more than most of turnover for like anyone.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Jeff is stepping down as the CEO, which he announced in February.
True.
He will. So Andy Jassy is the upcoming CEO, who was the president of AWS.
That's right.
And he's going to become the CEO on the 5th of July, which is the same date that Jeff started the company in 1994 or whatever.
Cool.
So it'll be an exact,
sick,
whatever that is, 26-year period or whatever.
Yep.
27-year, I don't know.
Yep.
And his newest side project is Blue Origin.
Yes.
Which Jeff's been putting in $1 billion a year to take flight. So one thing that's interesting about that, Blue Origin, SpaceX, Virgin Galactic.
Yep.
Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Richard Branson.
Yes.
So 3 billionaires, 3 space projects.
Yes.
That's also very cool. I'm going to talk about that in a later episode.
Oh, okay, cool.
But
I like it.
Just because, like...
Do you know what Jeff's trying to do?
Oh,
like, he's not going to Mars. Do you know what he's doing? Like,
I don't know what he's...
Virgin Galactic are just flying around and then coming back, aren't they?
Yeah, so... Yeah, Virgin's point is to make travel within the world way faster.
Yeah.
Elon's obviously going to Mars. Yeah, I don't know what Jeff's trying to do. Trying to match them with a billionaire.
Something.
being the richest.
I just
craziest
realised
person.
that I've yawned a couple of times. And it's not because it's boring. It's just happened.
Yes.
And your friends are going to probably comment on
The
it.
tea was not strong enough. Bezos also owns the Washington Post.
Yes, that's right.
Which is an interesting one.
True, that's cool.
So he's got a couple of little fun side projects.
Yeah.
Like owning a lot of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my segment for Amazon.
All right, what's your wrap up?
I think my wrap up is that I heard someone say the other day.
Yeah.
I think it was that guy, the same interview.
Okay.
He was saying,
okay,
what will be the first company to hit $5 trillion in market cap? So it's currently 1.6.
Yeah, it was.
It
was him.
He said it's very likely to be Amazon.
Yep.
So yeah. I also didn't know that FANG was a term invented by Jim Cramer.
Nor did I.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yes.
I was like, oh, that's neat. I like Jim.
Yes.
Anyway.
Do you own it?
I own 0.4 shares of Amazon.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
whatever that is, $3,000 to no, not 3,000. 3,000 per one share.
Yes.
So yeah, 1,500 or something.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yes,
I like it.
it's a big yes from me.
Oh, cool. Well, not that big.
Not that big.
Clearly.
Slightly big yes.
Little
Not
bit.
all as rich as you.
Okay. So this next segment is called Selling Your E-Commerce Store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I like this.
You'll like it a lot. Okay.
Side hustle vibes. Is
No,
this
more so.
micro acquire?
No, what's that?
Oh, never mind.
Maybe it's similar. I don't know. So I've just had a look on. There's a bunch of websites. Is that a website where you can?
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
it?
So,
Oh, yeah.
so yeah, it's literally it's the one that you pay a subscription to,
Yes,
and the
yes.
subscription is like $200 a year.
Okay.
But you can see software as a service companies, e-commerce companies, heaps of different companies.
Yeah.
They do all the paperwork behind the scenes for free.
Yeah.
On trading the company.
Yeah.
You pay the subscription, and then heaps of people pay the subscription, and that covers off all of the fees, and it's like a $200 a
really?
year thing. And then you can buy as many companies as you want, and they'll handle all the like paperwork and stuff.
Okay. It is not that, but I'm sure some of these companies are probably listed on there.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different places. There's one called Quiet Night or something.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a few different ones. So I found 3 that I think are interesting. All 3 are at slightly different scales.
Okay.
I won't tell you. It'll become apparent as I go through it. So I'll just give you the headline of the company and a little bit about them.
Yeah.
I only know what they tell in the ad. And even in the ad, for some reason, I couldn't find I couldn't find a link to the actual store.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a thing where they don't actually show you the actual store. They just describe it.
Yeah, they don't want you to contact them directly or something.
Yeah, so that's probably it. So it's got limited knowledge, but it's enough to make it interesting. So this first one, the store is vacuum and air purifiers.
Okay.
Okay. And so it started in 1998, so it's pretty
Wow.
old. Yeah, yeah. So the sales channels include Amazon, which is 38% of revenue, the actual website, 20%, Home Depot, which is like Bunnings, which is 20%, and then they've got a bunch of others, which is like Lowe's, which is also like Home Depot, Wayfair, Walmart, and Overstock.
It'd pay a lot more to have all those pre-distributed like distribution channels already set up.
That's right. So it's a value point already. So there's 3.
It's better than just online.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Although, yeah. Yes. In saying that, there's also value in just being able to make a certain amount of money by people all coming to your website.
Yes. Yeah.
So anyway, it goes either way. So there's an associated YouTube channel where they talk about the products, and I don't know how much you could talk about vacuums, but apparently they have 3 million average viewers on the YouTube channel, which is a lot.
That's very impressive. I thought you were going to say like 10,000, which I would have been impressed with.
Yeah, no, 3 million, which is pretty wild. So that they estimate that there was a loss of $650,000 in gross profit from items that were out of stock in 2020.
Wow. Okay.
So they're implying that there's an opportunity there. If you can actually it says in the ad, if you can just keep everything in stock, you could increase the revenue by that much or next year or whatever. Other growth opportunities include email marketing and online advertisement, of which they haven't done a lot of.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Although you don't know how much this is worth yet. They would prefer an all-cash offer, but they're open to rolling equity, implying that they think that there's future value in the business.
Yeah.
Revenue. Do you want to guess? I think your data point is the $3 million... the 3 million views on their YouTube channel, and that it's been around for a lot of years. Do you want to guess?
Well, this doesn't sound like a micro acquire kind of
No,
deal.
no, this is big.
Yeah, so I'm going to say $20 million in revenue.
Okay, 6.5 million.
Okay.
And income at the end is 1.5, which is a 23% net profit margin.
Yes.
So that's 23%, seems pretty good. Taking out everything. They're selling... Oh, do you want to... Yeah, I'll let you guess this. So the revenue is 6.5.
Yep.
Income, which is the main thing, is 1.5. Do you want to guess what they're selling for?
I'm going to guess that they're selling at a revenue multiple of 2x, which would mean a price to earnings of 10x, which would be too much. Well, I'm going to say that they're selling for 9.2 million.
They're selling for 6.9.
6.9?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a multiple on the income of 4.5.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
That's pretty
4.5
decent.
multiple.
That's it's more realistic for a private sale thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it's 6.9 million plus inventory.
Yeah.
So that's the first one. Okay, second one. Now you've got a bit of a gauge. They're not all going to be worth that much, but the multiple's kind of similar. So this next one's this one's really interesting. So this one's patriotic apparel. So what does that mean? It's like T-shirts with the United States flag on it.
Yeah.
You know, covers for your guns and stuff.
Yes.
So obviously there's a bit of a market for that. So it's only 4.5 years. So 4.5 years since they started.
Yes.
Pretty fresh.
Yeah.
550,000 unique visitors in the last month.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
500,000, right? It was started by 2 former police officers. And in 2020, they had over 6.5 million unique visitors on the website.
Cool.
Which is a huge amount, you know. That's like 20% of Australia.
Yeah. Yeah.
On Facebook, do you want to guess how many followers?
2 million.
800,000.
Okay.
And do you want to guess how many email subscribers they have on file?
400,000.
763,000, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Year-on-year revenue growth. This is interesting because I think last year was a particularly big year for these kind of people.
Yes. Why would that be, Nathan?
They needed to express their love for America and guns.
Yes.
And so obviously some purchases were required.
Yep.
So year-on-year revenue growth for 2020 was 150%.
Yes.
Which
Cool.
is, I'm going to say, potentially not repeatable.
Yeah.
Like this coming year, but I don't know. Growth opportunities.
2024 though.
Yeah, okay, true. If old mate runs again. Growth opportunities include a larger Amazon presence as opposed to just their website.
Yes.
They've never done a Google ad, so starting Google ads.
Yes. Okay.
Monthly subscription-based model.
Okay.
That was a suggestion. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd subscribe. Like, you get a T-shirt every month or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
More
and a new gun cover.
Yeah, a new gun cover. With like some dumb thing that old mate said. More holiday designs. Okay, so more relevant new attire and optimization for SEO, which has had no focus to date.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Which is insane. How do these
pretty
people
cool.
make money? I don't know.
Well, it's a crazy market.
Yeah.
The one that they're going for.
Yes. What are we learning here? Just find a good market. You really don't have to be that smart.
Yes.
So they've got. Do you want to guess what percentage repeat customers they have at the moment?
Repeat customers.
Yeah, repeat customers.
20%.
15. Pretty close.
Hey, nice.
The owners have completely removed themselves from the day-to-day activities.
Okay.
Gives you a bit of an idea of scale. So our last one, let me just get that here as well. So our last one we were doing $6.5 million in revenue, 1.5 in income.
Yeah.
Sold at about 7 million. This one, do you want to guess? Just, I guess your data points are really the followers and the 6.6 unique visitors.
Am I guessing how much revenue they're
Yeah,
making?
guess revenue.
I'm going to say 11 million.
15.7 million.
Hey, that wasn't bad.
Income 5 million. Net profit of 32%.
Wow.
Which is
good.
pretty awesome. Taking out everything, also including the fact that they're paying everyone to do absolutely everything because they're not even doing it themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
They're selling. Do you want to guess the selling price?
Selling price 23 million.
It's selling at a 4x multiple. So
Okay,
it's 20 million
20, yeah.
plus inventory. So there you go, $20 million Shopify store or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Might not be Shopify, but something similar.
Pretty cool.
So the last one, okay? This one's really cool. This one is luxury resale fashion. So I think what this person does, again, it's a bit ambiguous, but I think what they do is they go and they buy a Gucci handbag
Yeah, okay.
from someone from their dealers, right?
Yeah.
And then they list it on their store, and someone pays them more than they paid for it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the revenue model here.
And if you get the exclusive drop, you get the you get the best stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And
this is really big with Supreme.
Yeah, so it's probably that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah.
I think they have some new things. I think they've got a few suppliers, but it's mostly the resale. So in 2020, they've had 25% year-on-year revenue growth, which is good. That's great, to be honest. It was launched in 2013, so it's good that they've still got some momentum. And so it's new and pre-owned luxury goods. They've got multiple sales channels. Growth opportunities include increased advertisement, which is a bit vague, I suppose. There's an established inventory purchase agreement. So I guess what that means is that they can give you the contacts for their suppliers, which makes this valuable because you're finding things at a lower price and, I don't know, arbitraging the profit.
Yeah.
The owner started a new project and he's kind of sick of this one and wanting to move on. It's based in Boston, New York.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Is it?
Boston is in Massachusetts, yes.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. New York is in New York.
Oh, right. I don't know. Revenue, I don't think you can guess because you don't really have enough information.
Did you say Boston and New York or Boston, New York?
No, I said Boston, New York.
Okay, never mind. We'll skip past that. I just wasn't sure if it was two places. All right,
no, you're right.
No, you go.
Revenue, 1.2 million. Okay, so it's a smaller store, but still awesome.
Yeah.
Income, do you want to guess of that in this particular model?
You just tell me this one. Yeah.
200,000.
Okay.
So which is a 17% net profit margin. So, do you want to guess what they're selling this at? So the income's 200,000. What do you reckon they're listing it at?
I think it's a luxury kind of brand, which makes them think that it's worth a 6x multiple.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that it's 1.2 million.
350K, which is a 1.5x.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah.
So,
of profit.
Yeah.
True. I guess it's a lot of work to source all the stuff. Yeah, that makes sense.
So you could make your money back in a year if you grow a bit.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. That's those three. I guess I don't know. You could get a loan and buy one of them or something.
Yeah.
But interesting.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. That was a really interesting segment.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's always good to see how those little private companies kind of sell.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my own one of those.
Perfect. You can do different. So that was just e-commerce stores.
Yeah.
You could do. There's heaps of different ones.
Well, I really want to do one on micro acquire.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Do that.
That's literally.
You should do that.
That's all right. I will.
That's us.
Outro.
Yes. Do you want to start it?
No. We'll just go for it.
Go on then.
No, I don't. What's the difference between HQLA and any other podcast?
I don't know.
Well, we've got ours is better.
Oh, jeez.
That's been episode 13.
Cut that out.
Thanks. No, not cutting that out.